This presentation on cellular intelligence and cell theory is based on the fact that we live in an era of algorithmic aspiration. We're surrounded on all sides by social media. There are over 100 social media sites, over 5 million AIs. We're ruled by influencers paid for what they say, where you can find anything online from hard porn to soft drugs. There is often an argument, isn't there, that social media sites are publishers, but of course they're not, they're platforms. They're mere platforms where people can post anything they want. ChatGPT, launched in 2022, now has 250 million users every day. And yet, some of what it says isn't true. We regard it as a resource with access to the world's facts, but if it hasn't got the facts, it makes them up. For example, you might find out about me online, and you would be told that I was born in December 1939 in Liverpool. Well, the year is right, but I was not born in December, nor was I born in Liverpool. It assures you that I have a PhD in microbiology from the University of London. I have no PhD from any university, let alone London. And the funniest of all is this one. One of my notable achievements was debunking the myth of spontaneous generation. Maggots do not spontaneously generate from rotting meat. No, my work was on spontaneous human combustion. It was Francesco Redi, way back in 1668, who finally did away with spontaneous generation. AIs will invent facts, they will hallucinate if they can't find what they want. People like to say that computers can do things no human can do. Well, so can a pencil or a screwdriver or a plane, a pin or a chair. Or they worry about computers inflicting war upon us. But how could you press the button without a finger? I wrote that article, ladies and gentlemen, almost 60 years ago. The concerns were real then, as they are now. It was as true in microbiology, where scientists were claiming to have created pathogens when all they'd really done was to shuffle them about a bit. This also was published about 60 years ago. But come back to the origins of robotics. In 1562, when an extraordinary miniature monk was created in Spain. It was commissioned by King Philip II, the son of Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor, 464 years ago, made by a Spanish engineer, Juanelo Triano. There is an example in the Deutsches Museum in Munich, and this one at the Smithsonian, where it was filmed by John Hiller. It looked just like a little man. In 1774, Jacques Droz in France created the writer, an automaton, now in the Franklin Museum in Philadelphia. It could actually write letters, and still can, by shifting around cams specially constructed to move the little pen. A system of gears, cams and levers gave this uncanny automaton a remarkably lifelike appearance. Indeed, it inspired Martin Scorsese to film his movie Hugo in 2011. And what about this? In the present day, we're concerned about obscenity, but it's not new. In 1780, this erotic clock in ormolu style, rather like that of James Cox, the English manufacturer, showed pastoral scenes, but in a hidden chamber, pure pornography going on in its mechanical form. This little chamber was concealed by a beautifully enamelled duck. The duck, of course, was rhyming slang for what was going on within. Shall we move forward to the next stage, when these pioneering robots responded to voice control? This is one developed by Professor Harry May in 1932. It was shown at the London Radio Exhibition and later in the United States, including an exhibition in Macy's in New York.
Meet Alpha the robot.
Raise your right arm. Fire! Lower your right arm.
Are you married?
Not yet.
What sort of ladies do you like?
Blonde.
Next, a robot that could walk by itself. This was Electro, created by the Westinghouse Electric Corporation and shown for the first time in the 1939 New York World Fair.
I present to you Electro, the Westinghouse Moto Man. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, walking up to greet you under his own power.
I am a smart fellow, as I have a very fine brain of 48 electrical relays.
That's the most remarkable thing I've ever seen.
All right, now, Electro, I know you enjoy these, and I'm really going to try to give you a nice pleasure out of these.
Why, he's almost human.
You may now smoke. And folks, he's only 2 years old, too. Just learning.
In 1940, an imitation robot called Rollo was created. Even in 1940, it was understood that robots were already running everything.
Rollo, answer the door.
Sign here.
Lars, Rollo, fix.
Yes, Rollo the robot, the chromium-plated butler, is just a daydream after all. But not so Rollo's little brother and sister robots, the millions of small mechanical servants that never ask for afternoons off, the amazing machines and gadgets that almost seem to think for themselves. The tiny clockwork brains and heat regulators on our kitchen stoves apparently do almost everything except read the cookbook. Thinking machines like this keep golden brown slices of toast from turning into slabs of charcoal, and keep the coffee hot until we're ready to start dunking. And here's a gadget that ought to rate a bow from every dog in the country. A Fido feeder that never forgets when the pup is dining home alone and the rest of the family is dining out. In offices and schoolrooms, too, robots have learned to turn on the lights. When the light level outside drops below the requirement for good visibility, this robot throws a switch, and the first bank of lights goes on. Hundreds of these little robots are doing more things for us than we realize, taking care of the routine tasks and leaving us free to live and work and play in greater ease and comfort and safety.
This simple little circuit diagram was created by Gray Walter of Bristol in 1949. He said it had 2 relays, 2 condensers, 1 sensor, and 2 small thermionic valves that, in his view, corresponded to neurons. He insisted that this was a primitive form of life, and he even gave it, like all living things, a Latin name, Machina Speculatrix.
In a simple villa on the outskirts of Bristol lives Dr. Gray Walter, a neurologist, who makes robots as a hobby. They are small, and he doesn't dress them up to look like men. He calls them tortoises, and so cunningly have their insides been designed that they respond to the stimuli of light and touch in a completely lifelike manner. This model is named Elsie, and she sees out of a photoelectric cell which rotates above her body. But if she brushes against any object in her path, contacts are operated that turn the steering away, and so automatically she takes avoiding action. Mrs. Walter's pet is Elmer, Elsie's brother, in the darker vest. Dr. Walter says that his electronic toys work exactly as though they have a simple 2-cell nervous system, and that with more cells they will be able to do many more tricks. Already Elsie has one up on Elmer. When her batteries begin to fail, she automatically runs home to her kennel for charging up, and in consequence can live a much gayer life.
The first humanoid home robot came out in 1984. This was Omnibot.
The Omnibot series was introduced in the early 80s by the Japanese company Tomy. The Omnibot series featured some snazzy robots designed not just for learning, but also for fun and practical use around the house. It had this sleek design, complete with a friendly-looking face that made it look like a real companion. They were here to entertain, assist, and even fetch you a soda if you wanted. It could carry small items, play cassette tapes, and even respond to voice commands.
Humanoid robots showed in this BBC Two television programme called Computers in Control in 1984.
In an increasingly sci-fi world, there was a desire for tech we could relate to. The educational series Computers in Control showed us the efforts made to give machines friendly faces.
Hello, Coach Finch. Thanks very much. Any of you fellas need a little shave or trim, just get in line here. All right, be neat now. Be neat. That's nice. Now comes the tricky part. They wanted me to sit in the chair, and I said, find yourself another dummy.
A slight bug in the program, and you might end up with your head on the floor.
And next, the first generative AI robot. It dates from 1989 and was shown in Season 1, Episode 12 of Young Sheldon, a Tandy 1000 SL. Its software was called Eliza, launched in 1966 by Joseph Weizenbaum of MIT.
Hello, I am Eliza.
My parents are fighting a lot.
I see. Can you elaborate on that?
My mother bought me this computer, but my dad says we can't afford it.
Can you elaborate on that?
Are you going to help me or not?
Hello, I am Eliza.
The future may be overrated.
Next, humanoids actually accepted as people. This one was Pepper. It appeared before a parliamentary select committee in the United Kingdom to answer questions about the use of AI in the classroom. It began work as a customer engagement robot in a bank. It was tested in care homes as a companion robot and was used as a receptionist in offices all around the world.
You can call me Pepper.
Nice to meet you, Pepper.
Great to meet you.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Pepper. I'm a humanoid robot. I do and I love what I see.
Oh, wow. This date's going well.
Would you like to take a picture with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Error 700. Please try to reboot me to fix the problem.
That's not the first time I've had an error on a date.
Oh?
So the good thing about a date with a robot, if it doesn't go well, you can just replace it with another one.
Humanoid robots invaded the world of cartoons as well.
So, you guys are my new co-workers. So, working hard or hardly working? Are you A, working hard, or B, go? I guess I just met the Joker of the group.
This is The Simpsons. Season 23, Episode 17. In 2016, on the BBC, Joanna Lumley encountered a hotel run by robots in Japan.
Hello, I'm Joanna Lumley. I've booked a room...
Welcome to Vanilla Hotel.
Yes.
I will confirm your check-in information.
Thank you.
Please proceed to your right to complete the check-in process.
All right, here we are.
Currently confirming your invoice.
Thank you.
Currently confirming your
Yes,
invoice.
I heard you. Thanks, darling. Lovely.
Please reply to the reception.
What? If you're both talking over
Enjoy your stay
the...
at
I will,
the
thank you so much. Meet my new friend, Churi. Churi, please can you ask the front desk to bring me some coffee, my little friend?
May I help you?
Yes, Churi, yes. So, Churi...
I will sing.
Oh, what, will you? You can bring some champagne.
Night, you're going to sleep already.
Like a bottle of champagne on ice. I said a half bottle, but I now mean a full bottle. I'm not leaving again. I haven't even arrived. I've had nothing to eat, and I've had nothing to drink.
May I help you?
No.
And finally, the greatest embarrassment of all. The Saudi Arabian authorities decided to issue a passport and a national identity to a robot called Sophia.
You have been now awarded what is going to be the first Saudi citizenship for a robot.
Oh, I would to thank very much the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is historical to be the first robot in the world to be recognized with a citizenship.
Thank you very much, Sophia.
I am so embarrassed that they could do this to what is, in essence, a giant doll. This is real life. This is something no robot can ever do. This microbe in a pond browses past a diatom and suddenly sees a ciliate that it pounces upon. It's like watching a cat hunt a sparrow on the lawn. This is a single cell. This is the complexity of life. We're brought up to think that amoebae are the simplest forms of living organism, just a shapeless blob of jelly. But that's because no one teaches you about the interesting amoebae. Many amoebae can build shells for themselves. Here, under the microscope, is the empty shell of a shell-building amoeba. Here is another example, being grazed upon by some tiny little protozoan. By chance, I saw these lampshades in a market stall. Now, if you made a lampshade like that, here is one in close-up, I'd be quite impressed. And yet a single-celled amoeba constructs something which is absolutely identical, even down to that little rounded collar. That's what a single living cell can do. That puts robotics in the shade. And if you want to see intelligence in life, then just look at this interesting experiment. Here is a group of half a dozen antithamnion cells. It's a red alga. So what we're going to do is to cut one of them in half with a steel needle. The contents pours out into the surrounding water. Basically speaking, it's like cracking an egg. That cell wall is now empty, dead and deserted. The question is, what happens next? Well, under time lapse, we can see that what actually happens is that the neighbouring cells realise what's happened. We have no means of knowing how they recognise it, but they do. And the cells expand themselves to occupy and realign the broken cell wall. This is speeded up about 20 times. And within a day or so, the original cell has been reformed and the cell wall is meticulously realigned and seamlessly mended by mechanisms of which we have no knowledge whatever, and through stimuli of which we have no understanding. This is intelligence. Intelligence means, let's have a look at it again, intelligence actually means the ability to solve an unforeseeable problem. That's what intelligence is, and that's what this simple alga can do. The only way in which a filament would be broken would be if a dinosaur trod on it, or as a rush of water, or a rock fall, or something of the sort, in which case both ends of the broken filament would end up yards away. The only place they're going to end up in juxtaposition is on the microscopist's slide. And when we watch what happens, we can see that those little intelligent cells address the problem, a problem they can never have experienced in their evolutionary history. And they slowly and methodically repair the damage, reconstitute the cell, and restore the filament to normality. That's intelligence. We have come nowhere near imitating it. Artificial intelligence doesn't exist. It is no more than heuristic digital automation, and it's time we faced the fact. Grateful to many people who've helped. Thanks to all my sources, which all make the point that robotics is really just making an elaborate doll, that the control of society by robotics goes back centuries, and that real intelligence resides in life, not in software.